Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Full Throttle Remastered. So we're gonna do the Demolition Derby. I think pretty consistently in my mind the worst part of the game as far as just this added gameplay mechanic that did not need to be in a point and click adventure. This time though we're gonna have the remastered gameplay turned off, so maybe if it was horrible with remastered gameplay turned on, maybe it will be good. So, I would argue not. The left mouse button gives you this thrust. Rotating the mouse to the left rotates the car to the left. Rotating it to the right causes you to go the other direction. Phrasing? And see, that did not bounce on that character. And I think the idea is that there's really no way you're gonna make it through.
Watch out for the Boom Boom Brothers, Mo.
Feels like there's lines of dialogue here that simply are just weren't shown in the other game. And like, I'm holding down the mouse button and just trying to see if there's any way I could sneak by, because that's kind of what I did.
Man, I can't avoid these other cars forever.
And this will be interesting to see if maybe there is a loose scenario, because it does seem like there might be a timer going on. Also felt like the game paused for a second there as it was auto-saving. What was the reason that they needed to crash into each other? Just so that I would be on fire and it would seem realistic that two cars in a demolition derby would, like, the solution here is so simplistic. You would have just had it set in a way that, look how this is programmed, it's just not willing to let me get there. If Ben had a switch that would have made his car burst into flames at any point, he could have just flipped it. And then at the same time, Maureen could have ejected out of her car, which was the only, there was like really no reason she even needed to be in the demolition derby. And it feels very much like the game is cheating some frames, making certain you cannot succeed. Why in the world would you make a game that works this way? Like, sadly, I just don't know if the remastered gameplay is really affecting anything here. Like, this still may just not be working because just because this section sucked in both instances. But I would heavily suspect that this is some randomness that's been added. Like, Full Throttle, name of the game, not doing anything. I wonder if they felt a need to have some kind of car element to a game called Full Throttle, but not really. Like, we'd already seen that cars existed, and you could have told a tale where only motorcycles were used. Alright, well, I'm finding the controls to be a problem. So I'm going to pull out the Xbox One controller and see if that can work a little bit better and give me some consistency.
That car stalled when I bounced off the roof. Looks like these babies have a glass jaw.
And see, as soon as I started using the other controller, that helped. It helped a little. Now, there was really no other thing I did last time. I got on this and somehow, for some reason, it was allowed to get far enough down an edge See, I don't even think I used the ramp. I think I just... Last time... Part of the problem is the right stick. Just like... It's... sensitive enough to make the system that's not designed to be that sensitive overcompensate. Let's see. And it feels like you could maybe get one up on them. But every time you take that jump, it just seems to reset them. It's hard to make a determination whether this is the remastered gameplay helped me last time, because it really didn't, or if I just got really... What if I went backwards into this? Just said, I'm going backwards. Can I maybe cheat my way into getting closer enough? Doesn't seem like I can. And yeah, I think I succeeded by maybe building up some speed. But if I built up speed, how did I do that? Going through here and crashing. Come on. And it does seem like it tries to hit me and crash into me in a certain way, so I can't wedge myself between, like, maybe I'm supposed to tap the A button and accelerate? And it's no coincidence that this is the section I get stuck in both times. Let's come over here and bring back the remastered gameplay. I can't for the life of me tell if it's changing anything, but I think it is going to, at the very least, help. And it just feels like it's so programmed to to not be happy with you getting past him. Hey, there's a green one. Maybe I'm supposed to jump on this green one too. That's 2 down. Was that what I was supposed to be doing the whole time? Is just getting really lucky and having the green and the brown car stalled to the point where, will this work now? Like, none of this matters though. If I was supposed to say keep the if I was supposed to like push a car under there and bounce on the roof, it doesn't really work that way either. Seriously, need to just look up the solution to this, because there's something I'm not seeing, I'm not getting, I'm not realizing. I would argue, however, that the remastered gameplay is trying to help. This jump is just in the absolute worst position. And let's hit A and see if there's any developer commentary that would like to explain themselves on that. And nope. No commentary on why this is so bad. And on the new graphics, does that mean anything or do anything for you? Like, graphics look good. And green is back to where it was. So, but it doesn't really want to bounce or move. If the idea was that this orange car was supposed to somehow move along and become this distraction car, which maybe just slowly bumping it in this direction and hoping that that does something to the blue car so that they too can fight it out. Nope. As soon as he gets hit by the blue car, that undoes everything I had worked for. And car 42. And you just don't have it. Like, maybe I'm not supposed to accelerate. Like, maybe I'm driving the car backwards. Maybe I'm supposed to drive the car backwards. This car likes to get in your way, so you can't get on the ramp. This car likes to get in your way, so you can't get on this ramp. This car definitely likes to get in your way, so you can't hit the car you're supposed to hit. I'm not certain if I actually got this on screen last time, or if I ended up having to play this minigame. Like, you do that, it causes the car to stop. Good for it. So what? That lets me run this, or attempt to run this way to try to get speed. See, that just doesn't work. I just don't think the idea is to bounce off a car and hit another car. Like, get out of my way. Holding the right trigger, left trigger. We're getting auto saves, we're getting elements of gameplay. But nothing that makes any sense. And let's just take a moment and go to help and options and see if maybe there was a way to, like, skip period. Skip dialogue. I'll try it. I'll try it. Sure. Period. Skip. Comma. Backspace. You just never have enough space for that. And there's no way you would force the guy, which this car is driving both forwards and backwards. Well, look at that. He is driving. He is driving in a backwards direction from the way I look like I'm driving. So maybe I am doing this wrong. I'll drive backwards on the other ramp and see what happens. Feels like I might be moving faster. Oh, this is so bad. But see, now he's driving forwards. It feels like the car's going either direction. But when I was playing with the mouse, I was using the left mouse button. Wouldn't that be the most realistic part of that? Get out of the way. Like, nothing works. And I know I'm trying the same thing over and over again. Let's just look it up. I'm literally, which is ridiculous because I know I lucked into the solution before, but let's see. Type into Google full throttle demolition derby. Let's see. In the demolition derby, you must find a way around the blue car. Go to the left center of the arena and jump over the ramp. The bronze car will stall when you land it. Push it over the ramp and follow it over. You should bounce over it and land on the blue car stalling. Seriously? So it's saying to literally push the car here over this other ramp, which is something I would never have thought of, because that's insane. The mechanics do not work in any way for this to make sense. Alright. Let's see. This is gonna work. This is gonna be insane, but it's gonna work.
Okay, Boom Boom Brothers. It's all over.
Get him. What are you doing? Are you taking a nap?
So I just like missed an entire cutscene.
Idiots.
Okay, Mo. Time for our big finale.
Do it.
I'm not even controlling the game right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, can't see any survivors. Wait, what's that? It's the unknown Avenger, and he's on fire! Let's give him a hand, folks. That looks painful. We really should put him out right away, but what a show, huh? Still no sign of Miss Morley. Oh, the humanity!
Alright. So what were we supposed to do here? There's no commentary. I think we just start the place on fire. That's what we do. We run to all of these elements and just start it. Start as much of the stadium on fire as possible. Again, well, actually, being on fire, running around in the point and click gameplay mechanic works. Works pretty well, and it's not changing the mechanics like the driving around was. So there could have been a different way you set yourself on fire. It could have just been a cutscene. Could have just been a cutscene where you had the crash and then you run around on fire. I'm not controlling anything, so I guess the idea, oh yeah, there's still more minigame here, which is ridiculous. Like, this could have been the whole thing. You didn't need somebody programming something different. Now I need to jump on this car, which I think just is running and like, and then you click, you don't even get the red circle. And so it doesn't even see you. I think you just jump off at a certain point. I'm clicking the left mouse button. Am I supposed to smash the car or something? Or maybe I'm supposed to get on the hood? I guess maybe I was supposed to just jump off when he wasn't looking. And see, we still have the remastered gameplay, which is a little weird. So we'll wait till he's not really looking and then we'll run. Seriously? What am I supposed to do? Jump in the fire? Like, jump over here in the fire. I guess that's what we're doing. Get him to chase me and drive through the fire.
What happened? Did you get him?
We finally got him, Bolus. That means Ripburger has to make us vice presidents now.
And these two are just like the Pinky and the Brain. It's the same voice actor, it sounds like.
Funny smell. What's that? The temperature light?
Now,
On the bright side,
it's important to point out that they didn't have the bike until this point.
time to start the shell.
But there was really no reason to that you couldn't have had the bike in the first place.
All over the floor, Mr. Avenger.
What happened to your deep sentimental attachment to your father's vintage bike?
Ben, it's just a bike. I can put it back together in about a half an hour. That's assuming, of course, I can find that key.
And I'm just gonna skip so that we can do this quickly.
So, Keith of the Gone Jackals recommended a guy he knew who had a Harley with straight pipes, big old...
Oops. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and just write down all of these numbers, which look like they are different than the last time. And let's see, there's 5 that I see, but I cannot for the life of me tell what they are. So let's save ourselves some frustration. So the first one is 154492. I bet that's it. Next one is 897 67, which is not as long. Next one is 48053, which I bet that's not it. 1247-8, and then B6 7T 93. Yeah, I don't know really how you would be able to read. You almost have to assume that this is the right one, because there's nothing else you could you could do to ensure that people could read the others. Alright. Listen to the commentary.
So, Keith of the Gone Jackals recommended a guy he knew who had a Harley with straight pipes, big old chopper, and every single cylinder stroke sounded literally like a cannon going off. I mean, literally. And that's Ben's bike. And we did a bunch of pass-bys.
They already talked about that.
Starts and all the things that you would do. But the best recording that came out was strapping a Walkman Pro with a cassette. It was a cassette recorder, which was actually really good that it wasn't digital. You know, that it was recording onto magnetic tape because it's such a loud sound pressure. And we strapped it on the back of his bike with a gooseneck going to an SM57, which for audio people who may not know, is often used on a snare drum. It can take a lot of sound pressure level. These mics, they just you could mic, you know, a cannon. It was invented for the military. Oh, really?
The subtitles are out of line again.
Okay, so I just strapped it on the back of his bike.
Obviously, the right way to do this is show the subtitles as things are being said, and then just go longer if you need to space out the subtitles past the point where people stop talking.
Or pitch shift or anything like that. It was just the sound of that wonderful Harley. So the driver of that almost dumped it though because it started raining. So we had to store it
Wow, that was the end of a conversation. Seemed pretty abrupt. Honestly, I have to wonder how many of these conversations...
Here, take the photos. I don't want them. Show them to someone important if you get a chance.
Like, it could be that they just had people sitting around an empty room showing them somebody else playing the game, or it could have been that they were playing the game, or somebody in the room was playing the game, or it could be they were just showing stills of specific scenes.
Yeah, you remember how we used...
We already have heard that audio dialogue. I've already heard this one.
I have to talk about this puzzle.
So we can just automatically go through here since we already solved it. We didn't even talk to Maureen about how to solve that puzzle.
I do remember one time, like right as we were about to finish
This is just
testing it at home,
totally
all night
way
long,
too
trying to
detailed
crash it,
and
and I like
just
started to doze off
out
and
of
the cat walked
tone.
the keyboard and crashed the game.
Oh, that's right, the cat crash bug. And we could never, your cat would not
Could
reproduce
not
it for us.
reproduce that bug.
And they were like, "Oh, we've got to fix it." And it's like,
Bring the cat in. Bring the cat in.
bro, I can't.
Did you thank that
Everybody
cat in the
get
credits?
a
What was
cat.
the name of
We
that
started
cat?
bringing cats into the pit.
Did you thank it in the credits? What cat was that?
It was Eartha, and she was thanked.
Thank you.
So just floor safe. And it's 6, so we know that we'll have to... It's probably 154 because there's no letters. Like, we can just test that. Yeah, it's only numbers, so yes. This very possibly was the same code and I just don't remember. It kind of seems like it might have been. Yeah, it was. So, if I had memorized it, I would have just been able to do this without even doing the demolition derby. Potentially, who knows what you would have been able to, how far you would have been able to go. Would you have seen Rotberger giving his speech before you did the demolition derby section, or would something have stopped you?
There's some sort of card. And a tape. I sure hope that's Corley's will.
We already talked about this.
I do remember one time, like right as we
So, where are we here? Settings wise, everything is classic and the remastered gameplay. I'm going to turn that back off just to see if maybe there is an incredibly frustrating section that we would run into again. We made that big jump. Big jump. 68% to 81%. I think, barring any major frustrations, we will be done with the second playthrough in the next recording. But it does definitely point out some major flaws in the game that we didn't even know how to solve the demolition derby part correctly the first time I played it. I just lucked through it somehow. That's just a terrible sequence. A lot of bad sequences. Full Throttle needs a remake. Way more than Day of the Tentacle or The Secret of Monkey Island 1 or 2. Those games also being Double Fine remasters. Those games were alright. They're still a little dated. Still a little too complicated like most point-and-click adventure games. But this one desperately needed to start over from scratch and tell the exact same story, just get rid of the bad gameplay mechanics. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description. If you want to support me, gift me something on Steam. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.